Woo! I'm finally done with this step. I'm done basing my Terminators. I think the next time I do a set for Space Hulk, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Because this step took way too long. So I'm so thrilled that I got it done. Very, very thrilled. Yay! So the next step will be 2 base washes of Devlin mud, which is right here. You can kind of see how that looks. I like my Marines dingy and dirty and battle scarred. I don't like clean and pristine. So we're definitely going to go with this muddy, dirty look. And then I'll move on to a red gore as a first color layer and go from there. The ball red wash didn't seem to do anything at all, even when mixed with the Devlin mud. So I'm just kind of taking that out of my repertoire right now. Ordered my copy of Dreadfleet. To me, it looks like an awesome game. I love the idea of one-offs. But again, I am a board gamer, and with my sentiments right now with GW, I do enjoy the one-off. I was a very prevalent GW fan and 40k player. I was running about 5,000 points of Tyranids, 4,000 points Space Wolves, 3,000 points of Orcs, 3,000 points of Vanilla Marines, which were going to be painted as Crimson Fists. And I had started Tau. I had about between 500 and 700 points of Tau, and was even breaking into Warhammer Fantasy a little bit with Skaven and Bretonnian Knights. Well, that's over. I got rid of all my armies and decided the only thing I wanted to do now was Space Hulk with GW, and now Dreadfleet. And if they continue to put one-offs out, that'll be great. I'm not going to go into why, at least not in this video, that I feel the way I do about GW. I think it's kind of a moot point. They have certain issues, and I think everyone knows what those issues are, and everyone can make their own decision if they want to stick with GW or not. They make awesome miniatures, and these new Dreadfleet ships look awesome to me. I was over on Daka, and you guys are just brutal with your reviews of Dreadfleet. People are crying it's not a board game. People are crying it's not a miniatures game. It's a game in and of itself. I know it's not Man of War, but who knows, that could be coming. I have a very strong feeling that Blood Bowl will be coming. Maybe not fairly soon, but I think it will be released. Another release anyway. I have that feeling. I don't know. We'll see. That would be awesome. And I'm not sure if that would be a one-off game because you have so many teams. You surely couldn't include all the teams in one box. So then you'd end up having to buy all the teams if they were doing limited runs. That's one thing I don't like about GW, this limited run crap. But you know, they're a business, they gotta do what they gotta do, I suppose. Anywho, what's not to love about pirates and cool looking ships? And people are even finding really nasty things to say about the ships, like likening them to SpongeBob. Really? Woo, that's harsh. But, I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just think it's going to be great. I mean, there's some board gamers who are looking at it and they're like, oh, you got to measure things, you got a ruler, or I don't want to play it because, you got to measure. That just makes for a more strategic, fun game to me. Jeez, guys. Take out your tampons already. Oh. So whether it's a miniature game or a board game or a combination of both, I'm sure it's going to be a fun game. What's not to like about high seas battles and drama? You know what I want to know about this miniature? How did this guy die? I mean, he's a captain, right? I mean, he's highly decorated. I mean, why is his helmet off? I mean, it's totally awesome. I love this miniature, and I think unanimously everyone loves this miniature. It's just, you know, one of those things you think about when you're painting and actually noticing more of the detail. Just like, well, gee, how did this guy die? And yes, I went there with Claudio. I know it doesn't exactly match his fluff, but maybe a little bit. I know he's not afflicted with the rage, but he just looks good in Death Company armor. Just looks sweet. I just had to put his insignia colors somewhere on his person. And purists will of course be upset about the white librarian instead of the blue librarian. So whatever. I color things the way I want to. I don't feel restricted or limited at all by what GW tells me I need to paint things. I can choose to do what I want. And some of the sweeter looking Terminators I've seen for Space Hulk are, you know, the converted ones are painted. Even I've seen a really awesome looking Ultramarines army painted. I don't like the Ultramarines at all. Smurfs. Because the Ultramarines are not ultra at all. I guess that's what bothers me the most. I even painted this little cat. I don't know where to go from here with this model. Just golds and silvers, I guess? I don't know. So there you have it. All my Terminators are based, and I'm very pleased. And now I just have to move on to the next phase of washes and such. And hopefully I will get Dreadfleet at some point in time, not too far off from the release date. I did order it already, it's just that I'm not picking it up at my GW store because I haven't been there since I sold off my armies, and every time I've gone in there I spent hundreds of dollars, and now if I go in there and be like, oh, I gave up GW, I think it would be very sad. So I'm not going in there. So hopefully they'll ship it to my house in a timely fashion. And I plan to do videos on painting the ships and maybe assembling them too. Unless, of course, 50 million other people get to it before me. So what are your ideas of Dreadfleet? I mean, go ahead. And if you want to be vile, I guess be vile in your comments. I just think it's going to be a fun change of pace. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, you can't argue the fact that the ships have a lot of character. The game mat itself looks just spectacular. The terrain looks awesome, especially that sea turtle skeleton one. I think that's my favorite terrain piece I've seen. I can't wait to get that painted on the game board, but like I said, I think it's going to have to be painted before playing. That's kind of a bummer, unless you play with just the bases to get a feel of the game. But I'm ranting, so I'm going to end this video now. Until next time.